Hello friends, let's deep dive into IAS 10 events after the reporting period. IAS 10 summary. So as the name says, events after the reporting period. What are the events after the reporting period? The very first question which must be arising in your minds are, why do we care for the events after the reporting period? Because we are preparing the financial statements for the period. What do I mean to say by this? For instance, you are preparing your financial statements from 1st Jan 20 to 31st December 2020. So you need to see what the events, condition or situations for 1st Jan 20 to 31st December 20. But here this IAS 10 speaks about events after the reporting period. So is this of any importance? The answer is yes, and that's why IAS 10 came into the picture. Whenever there is events after the reporting period, what you need to do is all that IAS 10 is going to guide us. Okay, so let's start. Events after the reporting period is an event which could be favorable or unfavorable that occurs between the end of the reporting period and the date that the financial statements are authorized for issue. As we all are aware that once the year ends, we finalize the accounts. It gets, if the audit is applicable, the audit happens, and then the audit and then the reports or the financial statements are authorized to issue. So there is a gap between a reporting period or the reporting date, which is for instance here 31st December 2020, and the financial statements are authorized to issue, because authorization to issue or this financial statement will be issued or finalized only post the year end. So this gap, in between this gap, there may be event which could be favorable or unfavorable. So that's what events after the reporting period means. Now, the main part is there can be two type of events after the reporting period with from the perspectives of financial statements: adjusting event and non-adjusting events. As the nomenclature says, adjusting event. So you can identify that an event after the reporting period that requires adjustment to your financial statements will be adjusting event. And the event, a non-adjusting event would be the one which will not require any changes to your financial statements for the period. So now the basic question will arise that what is adjusting event? When we should know that we need to adjust this particular event or situation or condition in our financial statements for the period. And when we should know that this event is not relevant and we can ignore that. Or when we can know that this event is non-adjusting but still it's important, so we should report in our notes. So basically IAS 10 will guides us to this. Adjusting event is an event after the reporting period that provides further evidence of conditions that existed at the end of the reporting period, including an event that indicates that the going concern assumption in relation to the whole or part of the enterprise is not appropriate. So there are two things here. The first thing is condition that existed at the end of the reporting period. So if you see, adjusting event is something that you have those figures or you have that particular item in your financial statements. However, or you have that condition as on the financial statement, as on the date of the reporting period. However, after the end of the reporting period, you just get some further evidence or the further information related to event or the conditions that was existing at the start of the reporting period. For instance, you have a trade receivable of $100 million. Now, this trade receivable as on 31st December 2020 is 100 million. Now, on 28th Feb, the person or the party or the company from whom this receivable was there has become bankrupt. So, if you relate both the situation, the condition or the event or the situation was existing at the end of the reporting period, that this trade was receivable as on 31st December. However, after the reporting period, that is on 28th Feb, before you have already finalized your financial statements or issued your financial statements, you got to know that this particular trade receivable or is not going to be received. So should you report, should you adjust it or not? You should adjust it as per IAS 10. And the basic or the basis for this, as we all know, why? Because this will only give the users of the financial statements a true and fair view while they analyze or while they interpret the financial statements. So adjusting events are those events that provides further evidence of conditions that existed at the end of the reporting period. Now the second part is going concern assumption. If you know, IAS 1 presentation of financial statements particularly says that in case you have to prepare all your financial statements on a going concern assumption basis. It says us to follow few concepts which are mandatory while preparing a financial statement. Going concern is one of them. The others are consistency, materiality, no offsetting, all these other and others. However, going concern is one of the very important part of that. In case your going concern assumption, in case going concern assumption means you feel that your company is not going to survive due to some reason or other reason, internal, external, whatever it may be, so for the next years, or you feel that you want to liquidate the company or you want to cease the trading or stop the company. In all these cases, it means that you are going to close your company willfully or unwillfully, maybe due to internal, external, whatever may be the reason. So in that cases, you need to adjust all the events into your financial statement as on 31st December 2020, which is the financial statement for the period. In that case, you have to entity shall not prepare its financial statement on a going concern basis if management determines that after the end of the reporting period, either that it intends to liquidate the entity or to cease trading, or that it has no realistic alternative but to do so. So if you see that by saying that, by adding the words that no realistic alternative but to do so, they have covered a wide range, that because if the company which or in the field in which the company operates has particularly been shut down or been banned, or for some or other reason, that it means that realistically the company cannot survive or the company will not be able to survive. In that case, financial statement should not be prepared on a going concern basis. It should be prepared on a non-going concern basis as per IAS 1 presentation of financial statements, and which is an adjusting event as per IAS 10. So now friends, let's move to second part, which is non-adjusting event. An event after the reporting period that is indicative of a condition that arose after the end of the reporting period. If there is some condition which arose after the end of the reporting period, it means that as on end of that period, there was no condition, no event or no situation. However, after the end of the reporting period, the situation has arose. In that case, you don't need to adjust that particular items of the balance sheet or P&L in the financial statements. So the only thing that you need to remember is whether the condition was at the end of the reporting period or it was after the end of the reporting period. Once you know at the end or after, if at the end, then you need to adjust, and if after the end, then you don't need to not adjust. Further, IAS 10 has clarified with respect to dividends that if an entity declares dividend after the reporting period, the entity shall not recognize those dividends as a liability at the end of the reporting period. This is a non-adjusting event. Further, you must be having one question. So all non-adjusting events is not required to be adjusted in your financial statements. But what if there has been a non-adjusting event, but it is a material event? So IAS 10 states that for each material non-adjusting event, nature of event and estimate of financial impact or statement, or a statement that estimate cannot be made, should be disclosed in the notes. So if a non-adjusting event is there, and if you think or even if you don't think, but the situation or the event or the condition is material, then you need to report that in your notes to accounts. So very simple, IAS 10, adjusting event, non-adjusting event, and reporting in the notes to accounts in case the non-adjusting event is a material. Now there's one more important part to it, which is a disclosure. Companies must disclose the date when the financial statements were authorized for issue and who gave that authorization. If the enterprise owners or others have the power to amend the financial statements after issuance, the enterprise must disclose that fact. So if you all must see that in the notes section of every company, whenever you see, in the first section only where they mention the company information, they mention that the financial statements are authorized to issue by board of directors on A, B, C date. So why they mention that? Because it is mandatory as per IFRS. The one question you must be thinking is that why is because but this is a very basic line, like the structure of the financial statements and the components of the financial statement, everything is covered in IAS 1. Then why this particular portion is not covered in IAS 1? Because this is related to event after the reporting period. Hence, this particular line of item that you must disclose the date of the financial statements when it was authorized to issue and who gave the authorization. So date and who is the person and the designation has to be report is being covered in IAS 10 because it is event after the reporting period. Once your reporting period ends, then you prepare your financial statements and then you authorize it to issue. Hence, it is covered under IAS 10. So friends, let's have a quick recap of what we have learned just now. IAS 10, need for IAS 10. As we all know, why we need IAS 10? Because so that even after there is some event or condition or situation which happens after the year end, but which is for which the situation or the condition or the hint was already there as on the year end, or the item was already there in your financial statement as on year end, and only the evidence has been provided after the year end, then you need to adjust those events. Why? Because it will only give the users of the financial statements a more clearer and true and fair view of the financial statements. So the basic reasons is only that you need to give your users a relevant and reliable information. That's why IAS 10. So what is adjusting events? IAS 10 basically runs through only 2-3 concepts, which is events after the reporting period. What do you mean by events after the reporting period? Events after the reporting period is the reporting period minus the date when the financial statements are authorized to issue is the event after the reporting period. So between these two dates, whatever happens is the events after the reporting period. This could be adjusting event and non-adjusting event. What to do with going concern after the end of the reporting period? So going concern can arise. Why the IAS 10 has particularly covered going concern separately is because you may think that okay, going concern assumption has been avoided, or maybe going concern my company is not going concern in this year, but last year it was a going concern as on the end of the financial statement. But in case of going concern, doesn't matter it is whether the event after the end of the reporting period, even the event happened after the end of the reporting period, you need to adjust your financial statements. So hence going concern has been separately covered by IAS 10. The next point which we saw was the mandatory disclosures that is required is that who and the date of the issue of the financial statement is mandatory, which has to be included in your notes to accounts. Thank you very much, friends. See you at the other on the other videos.